Just me and me girl, we rum and the sun. Picture cruising coming down. I feel it to wine until I end up all on the ground. Cause anywhere we dey mask go play, we go show off we dirty ways. Give we costumes, give we stage. I tell you we out of place. Anywhere we dey mask go play, we go show off we dirty ways. Give we costumes, give we stage. We more rowdy, just tell them say you could take with the road and mask, could take with the carnival, but you can't take with the mask.
WEFM, the clean fresh sound.
WhatsApp us or call us at 457-9997. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
Alrighty, so the time right now for you is 9:28 on the dot, and it is time for us to head into our Talk to Us segment for today. All right, so Talk to Us is a segment of the program where you as listeners get to interact even more with us by posing a brand new question to us, or maybe expanding on something that we spoke about earlier that you just want to lend your opinion to, or lend your opinion on. I will figure it out just now, right? So give your opinion.
Once
right?
you're lending it.
Give your opinion and yeah, right. So the phone lines are open. The number to call is 457-9997. Remember that we are also live on Facebook and YouTube. So as usual, we're giving you like 10 seconds, all right? 10 seconds. Or if not, you know what we do? We go into our own topic. All righty, so I got a little water break there. That was waiting for persons to call, but now we're going to go right on in, okay?
You take me back to school there, talking about water break. Hey, you don't long I didn't hear that.
Serious? I don't remember having a water break, and it used to just be break.
Oh, well, I used to give my children a water break.
In the middle of the session, in the middle of the...
Depending on the length of the class, sometimes we take a break, let them drink some water in between. Yeah.
What class you teaching?
Lower level.
Okay.
At last class I thought was grade 3.
Okay. Yeah. No, I did not experience this taking water breaks. We had breaks and that was it. It was lunchtime. It was lunch. Well, it was break time at 10:30, lunchtime, and that was it. Only 2 breaks.
Oh.
I guess maybe that's the benefit of being in a lower class.
Yeah, well, that was the same things I got back in school too. We didn't have all of these things. I didn't get water break either. Same break and lunch, that's it.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go into a little bit of a topic that had mixed opinions on social media, and I could totally understand why, right? So it's in relation to a mother and a daughter. They are both paying a mortgage, all right? It was the land came from, all right, so it's probably Queens. Hi, Queens, morning. Queens?
Morning. Kinsey was talking about the traffic report yesterday. I normally don't listen it, so today I said let me listen it. The policeman, we call him from Annisvale. That's how they do it. They have one police officer in one place giving a traffic report on that place. That's it?
Yeah, but what it is that they get reports from, it feeds in. It's like a fed in from, I guess, from the Leeward side, Windward side, and Kingstown.
So he's not just giving you the direction, the traffic in Annisvale, he's giving you in other places too.
Right. So he would tell you from his last report that the traffic on the Nelson Mandela Highway is free without free without obstruction. Yes. The reason why we laugh is because we kind of know the wording right now, so that's why we laughed.
You know what? Laugh or what?
The reason why we laughed is because we kind of know what the wording is by now. So, yeah. In case you didn't understand why we were laughing.
Yeah, the perfect the perfect traffic report we can't afford. If you see on television and radio station, they have a helicopter up there
Oh.
up there, so then they could have good scope for the traffic from all angles.
Well, we do have
Never,
drones.
ever be able to afford.
We do have drones,
Oh,
so that could be
the
used.
Jones, yeah, Jones could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing of
With it cost. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, but the thing of it is that it's at the time that the report is done. This is why Kingsley sometimes comments on it. Is that at the time of the report, which for us is at 7:35, generally the traffic is free flowing, but is when it gets closer to 8 o'clock, that is when it becomes a little bit sticky. So yeah,
What, 8 o'clock?
around 8 o'clock, minutes to 8. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Or it depends also on where the police officer is stationed. So yeah.
And you're supposed to have it for evening too, you know. Because it's rush hour also in the evening.
Well, hear what? You sponsor that segment and everything can be, anything is possible. Huh?
You ever heard about 10-10 wins?
10-10 wings?
Wins. 10-10 wins. WINS.
10-10 wins? No,
Right. So there's an AM station in New York. They call 10-10 wins. They do pro. It's not news. They don't play no music. Pro news, weather, and traffic.
Okay.
Every like say 10:01, 10:11, 10:21, 10:31. You understand where I'm going? They give a traffic report.
Okay.
01, every 01 is right through for 24 hours. And I listen to them a lot when I'm gonna go somewhere and I want to know, how the traffic is.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
So that's the way New York is. They have radio stations, or America is. You have radio stations for everything. You have radio stations that just do pure weather, radio stations that do pro sport, do pro talk. Some play pro country and western, some play business. They have Bloomberg Radio, pure business. They discuss pure business on this. So they have radio stations for different stuff. All right,
Queens.
Good morning,
Bye. All right. So yeah. All right, so we're gonna head into the topic, right? So the topic is a mother and daughter pay a mortgage. Does the daughter have the right to move in? Her man. All right. So we are going to play a video for you, and then we would hear what your opinion is. All right. So here we go.
I spend money for that girl. I do everything for that girl because that's my daughter, right? And then now, today, for you to give me a plate of food, you put in poison for me as if I'm a rat.
Bonet, in an interview with NBC Prime News, revealed a distressing family conflict over a property she inherited from her father 31 years ago. The land, which had remained unused for decades, became the center of a bitter dispute after she and her 42-year-old daughter secured a $150,000 mortgage to build a house on it. Bonet explained that due to her age, she needed a co-signer for the loan, and her daughter volunteered. However, the construction costs reportedly exceeded the loan amount, forcing Bonet to invest further to complete the home.
I carry all ready mix. I carry the cement. I pour half in a bucket, I bring it up. The other half, I carry it. I do all the labor works myself. Okay? So I say, because I work so hard, I don't want a man to come and sleep in my house.
All right, so we have a technical issue there. All right, so in essence, what is happening is that a mother, she inherited a piece of land. Okay, let me take the call and then we go through. Hi, Evan. Good morning. Oh, I met Evan recently. Anyway, morning, Evan.
Hi, good morning. How are you guys doing?
Good morning.
We're good. Over you.
I'm just relaxing and preparing myself to do some travels just now.
Okay.
To visit some family. But yeah, interesting topic. Does the daughter have a right to bring a man in? I think so. I mean, she's the part owner of the house. if the mother wants to bring in her boyfriend, she's part owner of the house.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if the daughter wasn't paying any part of the mortgage, that would have been a different story. I suppose she could also ask her partner to contribute a little bit as well. I don't have a problem if she with the man moving in because they both own the house.
Mm.
So I think both has equal opportunity.
Okay.
So, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's illegal. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Thanks,
Yes,
Evan.
Roleza, I meant to ask you. I know you do a business and maybe you don't want to advertise, but what business is it?
Oh, it's an embroidery-based business. General embroidery services and vehicle accessories.
Yeah. Oh, vehicle accessories.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, nice one. So yeah, you gotta keep going with that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll have to have a second, nest.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Well, all right. Well, yeah. Thanks. That was my opinion. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Evan. All right, Evan.
Well, somebody said if the daughter is contributing to the value of the property, then yes, she is entitled to a return on her investment.
All right.
Next time, have a written agreement, especially with family members.
Yeah, there was one. So it's actually a video. I'm not sure if persons on the live heard it. I know sometimes when we don't hear it ends up playing on the live. But all right. So in the event that persons didn't hear it, just to give an idea of what it is that a mother inherited a property that was vacant for a very long time, right? So she got it, and because of the mother's age, she asked her daughter for them to go in for this mortgage, right? Because the daughter is young. Well, the daughter is actually 42 years old, right? So I guess maybe they started building a little bit before, but because of the daughter's age, the daughter is able to qualify better or more easily for this loan. So it's the mother and the daughter who are paying for this mortgage. Mm-hmm. However, the mother has a problem with the daughter man moving into the property. And from what it is it's a St. Lucian, it's a clip from St. Lucia. Well, it's song St. Lucian. Yeah, it is, okay. It seems like the mother is saying that the daughter is walking over on her, she and the man walking over as a way to try to get the mother out, right? But I haven't studied the over part of it. I'm just curious as to whether or not mother and daughter, they're both paying the mortgage, and if it's okay for the daughter to bring her man in. What's your thoughts?
Well, I agree with Evan and Trevor as well. If she's paying part of the house, then she's a whole big woman. What do you expect the lady to do? I mean, she could also visit her man wherever her man lives, but if she lives there, it should be, and she's also paying on it, it should be okay for her to bring her fella there. As it relates to living indoors, I think it's okay for her to bring the fella by, to, I don't know, spend a night, spend a weekend and so on. But if she's going to let him live in, then I definitely think both of them need to sit, as in the mother and the daughter, need to sit and have a conversation about this person coming in to live. Because if I was sharing space with somebody, I mean, even though we're both paying, but you're going to bring another person into our space, or I am going to bring another person into our space, I think it's best for us to sit and have a conversation, because at the end of the day, I think we should all be comfortable in our own space. Your home is supposed to be your safe haven, that place where you're comfortable. So we definitely need to talk.
Yeah, but you're saying sit and talk, but suppose you sit and talk and there isn't any resolution, then what happens then?
Then the law probably gotta get some lawyers and things.
But based on the law, they're both paying the mortgage. So unless you're going to say, well, who paying more of it has a greater input.
I don't want to go with that one.
Yeah. I mean, the thing for me, right? No, I do agree with all of you so far that at the age of 42, she is a whole big woman, right? So she can do whatever it is that she wants because she's also contributing to this property. However, I don't know how I would feel moving a whole man into a property and my mother is also living in, right? Because for me, that is a little bit too close for comfort. I know that there are some families like that where, mother-in-law lives with daughter or with son or whatever, and everybody lives happily together, right? There are persons who are just fine with that. But in the case of this, I to me, it would be a little bit uncomfortable. And what it is for me is that this man needs to be making a contribution. Now, suppose he's a worthless man and he chooses not to make a contribution because why? You know, if I have a roof over my head.
Well, then in that case, the daughter need to sort out her man. Like, says who you dating.
No, but
Who you with?
but you do realize that when people dating people, you don't see things as clearly as me on the outside.
But
she might be blinded by love by this man, and she ain't really care. She's you know what she might be? One of Bob the Builder. She might be one of these women who's saying, okay, well, you know, he must just go into a phase. You know, let me wait and give him some time to catch himself and be supportive.
He the same age as her.
Oh, I don't know. They didn't say.
That's why I wanted, because she's in her 40s. If he's in his 40s, maybe what phase he going through?
Well, he could have just lost his job. There could be any number of reasons that he could give.
If he's not an ambitious man and he's not going to be contributing to the home, then she needs to check.
Yeah, but
then, like you said, she may be blinded by love.
Correct. And many times we don't see things as clearly, and somebody could call you stupid true. When you're in the relationship, and you don't realize the stupidity until you're out of the relationship, right? Yeah, but with this topic, for me, what I would have preferred is that, okay, as you said, he could probably come and sleep occasionally, but he has to have somewhere that he goes to that she could visit, right?
Yeah.
Because, unless she's dealing with a 20-year-old or somebody who doesn't quite have his life together just as yet for financial reasons, etc., etc. But to move in a man into the property that you and the thing of it is that these aren't necessarily things that you would sit and talk about when you were deciding to go through with a mortgage together, right? Because I think the mother may have been under the assumption that it's just going to be her and her daughter, right? Or her and maybe another relative visiting occasionally, not necessarily living in, but somebody who they're already comfortable with. But to have a man but the daughter she's entitled. Legally, she is entitled, right? Whether we say it otherwise, we don't, but yeah.
The two of them, I still think they just really need to sit down and talk. I mean,
but you remember they reached a point now where they've brought in lawyers. So, the mother is
done past that.
The mother is convinced that it's obvious they're trying to work to get her out of the house. So, yeah. All right. So those of you.
But then again, if thinking about this part with them wanting to get her out of the house, if you're with a man who's trying to get you to put your mother out of the house that you and her are paying for, then he's a worthless man. I think you need to get rid of the man.
You do realize when house is involved, there's all kind of things, right? Because he might be thinking, okay, well, this would entitle him to having shares in the property.
Yeah, correct. So that's why he's a worthless man, because how you want to come and why you want to be with somebody who is going to help you put out your mother out of her own house? I don't think a good man would encourage that kind of thing. A good man would encourage them to settle the dispute, or probably wouldn't even allow that to happen in the first place.
Well, Dianna, in a perfect world, we would have these situations not happening, but in the perfect world, people draw wedges between children and parents all the time. You know, persons just enter a relationship, they do it all the time, and that's for their own selfish reasons. I mean, parenting now is the easiest to deal with either, eh? So, but yeah. Ooh, and talking about that just made me so hungry. Don't ask me why it is I just get so hungry all of a sudden.
Somebody said something interesting. They said that is why you don't allow any lady or male friend to start leaving shoes and clothes at your home before you look they move in.
But you know, I had a friend who said that not even a toothbrush the person leaving. He said not even a toothbrush the woman leaving, because give her the chance.
Somebody just said.
Oh Lord. But you know, there was a series, after going over a little bit over time, there was a series that I was looking at on being Mary Jane, and she was dating a guy who every time she slept over, he would give her a new toothbrush, and that was how she realized that she wasn't the only one in his life, because every time a woman slept over, she got a new toothbrush. So that was how she figured out that she wasn't the only one. I just thought that was so interesting.
Imagine you stocking up on toothbrush for your ladies.
I know, right? But at least it does show a little bit of care and concern for their hygiene. So, yeah. All right. So we are going to head on out at this time, as we could go on and on and on with this particular topic.